I want to go now to Florida State University student Daniella Streety. She is joining us by phone and is sheltering in place now. Daniella, thank you for calling us. I appreciate it very much. Hope you are safe, and tell us what happened, what you know.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, so right now we have been escorted by law enforcement into a building not far from the student union. They did eventually put us in the basement. They then tried to move us to top floors, but then there was a room where they found supposedly two men, and they vacated us back down with our hands up into the basement as they began to search the third floor lab rooms, because we are in the science section of campus. So I don't know what is to come to that right now. We are just all waiting anxiously on what's about to happen.
And did you see or hear any aspect of this incident?
I did not initially hear gunshots or was in the union when it happened, but I was in the building across the street. There was people who often work on my floor that were outside when it occurred and ran up to the third floor as the sirens to take shelter were going off in the building. That's when we decided to take shelter, and the room I happened to take shelter in that was locked happened to have windows where I could see the union and the Caraway building, where I saw at least two students injured and a lot of law enforcement come in and students running out of the union to try to go to safety.
So Daniella, you did see injured students there and outside the union?
I did see at least one. The law enforcement took that person out on a stretcher and laid them in the street until EMS showed up. There was one person across the way that seemed to get escorted in an office chair with wheels, and they got wheeled down to the street to then get treated. I don't know the extent of these injuries. I wasn't able to see it that well.
Got it. And you were there seeing people fleeing that scene, you yourself looking for a safe space?
Correct.
And what are you hearing right now? What are authorities, school authorities telling you anything about this suspected shooter who is reported to be in custody?
Yeah, so that is the first of me hearing that. We haven't really been told much right now. I think the focus has just been to try to get as many students into one guarded area as possible. I last heard I was on the third floor of this building, and then they immediately took us back down after they had to do a search. They had several law enforcement officers with snipers ready to break into one room because they saw people in there and weren't sure who they were, what they were doing, and if they were also a possible connection to this. But I haven't heard anything else after that.
So Daniella, this is a frightening experience for you. It's a lot to take in. How are you doing?
I'm a little better now. At first, when I was on that floor and all that was happening, and they were immediately escorting us back down to stay back, I got emotional. It then got really scary for me at that point, because you never knew what was going to happen or what's behind that door that is 50 feet from me, and what is capable of behind that door if there's anything.
Of course. And Daniella, we are looking at the video that you shot. Looks from a window, that window in the upper floor of the building you were in, as that area is being secured.
Yes, that I know of. It's indeed secure. The law enforcement went to every single floor and told us to all get out of the rooms, hands on our heads, escort us out of the building, and we're all in another building right now in one place.
All right, Daniella Streety, we really appreciate you calling us up. Call your parents, of course. I assume you have.
Yes.
And,
yes, I have reached out.
Stay safe. Call us back if you'd like. We appreciate both your video and your reporting.
Of course.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much for having me.